said trying to reconnect. I was like, okay, fine, I'll just wait. Hey everybody, it's Tasha. I'm your Simple Solutions Specialist, and you are live from the Smoky Mountain Homestead. Tonight, I think I'm going to do something a little bit different, mostly because I have things I need to get done, so I can talk to you guys while I do my thing. So, yeah, it's been a really busy week for whatever reason. It's been kind of wacky, but that's all right, you know, at least we're getting stuff done. I actually did just finish another term in school. Whoop, whoop. So that's one down. I get a whole week off. Wow, party on Wayne, and then I'll start back up again in another week. So, but it's nice to have that 1 week off. I can get some stuff done that's without sitting in front of the computer having to write papers, you know what I mean? Or reading textbooks. It'll be so nice to be done and not have to read textbooks anymore. Yeah, so what's been good? So while I'm talking to you, I'm going to be doing, so my guys love beef jerky. I mean, they love beef jerky. If that's all I ever gave them, they'd probably be perfectly happy. But the stuff that you buy in the store is like so just packed with sodium. I mean, it's just insane. I mean, they'll still eat it, you know. I mean, they're guys. They'll eat just about anything. But yeah, no, and then on top of that, you only get like a little bag like this in these plastic bags that you have to keep throwing away and throwing away and throwing away. And so I'm not down with that. So I was like, well, it's just beef jerky. It can't be that difficult, right? So all you need is, you know, the basic ingredients and a dehydrator. That's the way I do it. My dehydrator only has, I didn't pull it down, but it's only got, it's either on or off. It's just an old school dehydrator. There's nothing fancy about it. If I had one that I could pick the temperatures on it, that would be super cool. But you know me, I'm not going to go out and buy something when I have something that works perfectly fine. You don't even need a dehydrator actually to do this. You could do it in the oven too. You just do it low and slow. Yeah, so while I'm cutting up this meat, I'll talk about some other stuff. So the meat that I get is, it's funny because in San Diego, you can just go to the butcher and say, I need carne asada meat. It's carne asada, A-S-A-D-A, carne, C-A-R-N-E-A-S-A-D-A. And they know exactly what you're talking about. But you go here and they look at you like, what? So basically what you're going to ask for is just a thin cut of very lean meat, anything that's the lean part, because you don't want the fatty stuff in your, I mean, think about it, it's beef jerky, so you're not going to want like, and you could do this probably with, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to, because the acid in here is what basically cooks it, but you can add, you can change up these seasonings however you want to do it, but, whoo, it's hot in here. Yeah, so this is what it looks like, super thin. You want like nice and thin. So see how thin that is. So, and because this isn't, if you had frozen it prior, you could just take it out when it was just almost thawed, where it's still kind of stiff, and just cut it with a knife. But mine is not. So what I do, because if I try to cut it with a knife, you know, the meat's all slippery, slidey. So I use a scissors, and I just cut it, you know. I mean, you know me, I like it to be easy peasy. And then that way it's in like strips, like that. You stick it in your bowl. This is like the easiest thing, you guys. And it doesn't even have to be a strip. Like, look at, I could just do a piece like that. The key is to make sure that your meat is all the same thickness. Because if you have stuff that's like super thick, stuff that's not, you're going to have to keep checking your dehydrator or however you're drying it out to make sure that that the pieces that are already dried aren't going to get like so dry and brittle that you're going to be trying to like, it'd be like trying to eat rocks, you know. That's not delicious. So yeah, this is like the easiest way I found to do it, and it's quick. And you know, well, you know what I do when I make this stuff is I'll make a batch, and then the rest of it, like I'll put half of it in the pantry and tell the guys, hey, that's in there, because, you know, I mean, I swear to you, it'll be gone. If I don't tell them, you know what, be nice and leave some for somebody else. If I don't tell them that, it'll be gone in like a day. So, So I put half of it in the pantry and then I hide the other half and I like dole it out in little bits just because that's how they roll, you know. See, this is like super easy. Goes really fast. So what I wanted to talk to you about tonight was, I wanted to tell you, I did make some roasted garlic olive oil the other day. Well, yesterday I made it. But my stupid phone, I don't know what's going on with it. It like cut me off in the middle, so I had to restart the frickin' video. So now I have to figure out how to combine videos, which I know nothing about. So once I get that figured out, I will get that posted. We love roasted garlic olive oil. It is so good, especially if you use it. Ow, well that hurt. Use it to make salad dressings. Yeah, oh, so good. Or you can like drizzle it on a chicken before you roast it. Or, I mean, it's good for just all kinds of good stuff. And I do, I use elephant garlic. Man, you should have smelled the house. It was like, you walk in here and really it was like almost burny on the eyes because it was so garlicky in here. But yeah, now it's all sitting in the pantry and it'll need to sit there for about a month before it gets all really yummy. What is going on with this little dude here? Oh, I getcha. So, all right, this is like, whoever invented scissors is the bomb, you know, because this would be a pain in the posterior if not. Okay, so there's that. Look, all that in just a couple minutes. Super, super easy. Let me rinse my hand. All right. So, yeah, so I made the roasted garlic olive oil. Had to make some more hair rinse. I kind of go through that pretty quickly, you know, because I make it in pretty small batches, because otherwise if you let it just sit there, it gets kind of nasty. So I did that. We had to turn the compost, and, you know, we realized that we actually do need a third compost bin, because that's just, we have too much material for just the 2 composters. So, all right, next ingredients. I don't know if you guys do this. This is a weird, it's probably just me. But, so if I only need to use my tablespoon, I take it off of the ring, the little thing with all the other ones, and put the other ones to the side. Because I'm thinking, why? Because if you throw the entire thing, yeah, you know what? My sister-in-law, when her kids, so my brother and my sister-in-law, they have 6 kids, and they were all little all together, and she would make pancakes for them, and she would make stacks of pancakes, and they'd all be like on the cutting board like this, like little stacks of pancakes, and then she'd take the frickin' pizza cutter, and she'd be like, don't, like that, and everybody get a pile and put them on a plate and put them a syrup, and then she goes, okay, get up there and eat. I'm like, that is brilliant. I mean, but, you know, the mother of necessity, huh? Or the mother of invention is necessity. Is that what they say? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, cut your pizza with scissors. That's, you know, because sometimes pizza cutters, they don't work very well. I mean, ours works pretty good, but anyway, so I take them off of here because if this one is dirty and then I leave it with everything, and why do I need to wash all these when I only need to wash this one, right? So that's what I do. So, all right. So this is 15 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. So now you can make your own Worcestershire sauce. There's recipes out there. Just Google it. Just a simple Google search and you'll find it. And it's super easy to make. And that way you don't have to keep, I mean, or you could buy the one bottle and then just keep making your own or reusing that same bottle. I have found though that my homemade stuff, this is actually store-bought stuff, which is probably higher in sodium, I would assume. The store-bought stuff is all the liquid, where most of the homemade recipe ones are, they've got like little bits in them. So the top of the bottle that, like when you open it and it goes bloop, 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 instead of that you have to use like open the entire bottle, because the little pieces get stuck in that hole. And then it's a pain in the neck. So anyways, this is, so a cup is 16 tablespoons, yes. So it's just shy of a cup. So 15 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce goes in there. I love how easy this is. Let me put this over here. I just don't want it to drip everywhere. Let's see. So we need 6 tablespoons of salt. I might have to go get some more salt. You need the salt to cure the meat. So it's kind of difficult to leave. You need a good amount of salt. It's like salt curing meat. So yeah, I'm gonna need more. Hang on. Everything bagel seasoning. This stuff is really good. I made my own everything bagel seasoning. I can post that recipe too. It's really good on pasta. Super, super good. So we'll put that. Look at this cute little dish Darian made when he was in, I think he was in like 1st grade or 2nd grade or something like that. So cute. That's what I keep my salt in. My everyday salt that I use when I'm cooking is kosher salt. But if I'm doing something like baking, I use sea salt just because I need it more fine. But I find that I like the kosher salt better. So what are we doing? We're doing 6 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so he was so cute when he was little. Yeah, what happens to them? You know, they're all cute when they're little and all of a sudden they get all old and hairy and smelly and whatever, man. Okay, so, I'll show you this. So this is one of my cookbooks. I have a thing about, I love to go through magazines and things, and I find recipes that I want. I have a whole file, like an accordion file of recipes that I want to try. I'll never get to them all. But this is one of my cookbooks of ones that I have tried. And what I normally do is like, even ones that are like a can of cream of mushroom soup and blah, 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 blah. So what I do is I just turn it into real food. So instead of using a can of cream of mushroom soup, I just make my own cream of mushroom soup and use that. And homemade cream of mushroom soup is so good. Because if you go to eat like a can of cream of mushroom soup, that stuff is nasty. You know, but you make it from homemade. Oh, honey, it is good. So yeah, you can see how big this is. Because I tape them in here so the book gets really big. Yeah, but this marinade is one that I just came up with out of my head. That's mostly how I cook anyways. Yeah, so Darian has laid claim to that. So if any of my kids are watching, sorry about that, man. What? I'm out of pepper, too. Look at that. Looks like I'm out of freaking everything, man. Of course. You think I cook a lot or something, right? So I need 5 tablespoons. 1, there's one. Oh man, this is going to make me sneeze. Just what I need with all my freaking allergies, right? Why is this not opening? Open, open, open. Ow. Ew. What the hey, man? Ah, there we go. Every time I do this, it makes me sneeze like crazy. What was else I was going to tell you? Oh yeah, composting. There we go. Oh, you know what I wanted? Did you guys go? That was 1. I better keep track. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So did any of you go Black Friday shopping? I actually did go shopping, but I just need to pick up milk. So yeah, Alan says that doesn't count as shopping, but I mean, I said I went to the store. He said it still didn't count. So whatever. One of the things I do want to tell you is that we, that pepper, woo! So for the holidays, man, we used to go crazy at the holidays. I mean, there would be packages where, like, you couldn't even sit in the living room because there were so many packages. And all of a sudden, I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. First of all, there's just most of it is just a bunch of crap that, you know, you're going to go, oh, that's cute, and put it away, and it'll sit in the garage forever, or, you know, buying something, to me, buying something for somebody just for the sake of buying them something is ridiculous. I would rather, you know what, I'd rather spend time you know, with my kids, or, you know, do something fun, you know, or I love being in here and cooking with Darian. So, like if he gave me a coupon book that was like one night of cooking with mom, I would love that. So, no, but a cyber. Oh yeah, Darian did buy something for the computer he's buying yesterday. He got like $100 off or something like that. He's a deal finder just like his mom. So what we do for the holidays is Alan and I only do stockings for each other, which has made it very interesting because you get very creative with what can go in that stocking and make it meaningful. And then for Darian, and we do something, and then, I mean, sometimes we'll go, oh, do you want to do presents this year? If we do, but the only things we do is something you want, something you need, something to wear, and something to read. That's it. So everybody gets at least 4 presents. And that's, you know what, that's plenty. You don't need all that stuff. I mean, maybe some people do. I don't. I don't even want that stuff. You know what, since we moved, because I told you when we moved from San Diego, we got rid of like 2 houses full of stuff. This house is a third of the size of our house in San Diego. And I don't miss it. The only thing we miss is our extension ladder. For real? An extension ladder of all the stuff I got rid of. That's the only thing we miss. That really tells me how much stuff I had that I really didn't need, you know? Yeah. So that's it. Just those 4 things. Something you want, something you need, something to wear, and something to read. Super easy. And then again, it makes you get really creative because you really want to know what that person is like, what their hobbies are, what they're into, so that you can, you know, make those 4 little gifts really meaningful. I love that. That's one of my favorite things that we've started doing. Okay, so minced onion. I don't really have an amount that I put. I happen to love onion. I love onion, but the guys, not so much. So, but this is a marinade, and it's going to sit for at least 24 hours. I usually try to let it sit for 48 hours before I even stick it in the dehydrator. So I just, you know what, I just kind of do this bit. Just a handful. And if it doesn't look like enough, I'll go another handful. That's it. That's probably 1, 2, 3, but that's probably like 3.5, 4 tablespoons, maybe, probably 3. And let's see, and garlic powder. Again, that's up to how much you like. We love garlic, so I'm going to put in probably at least 2 tablespoons of that. That's pretty strong stuff, though. And you could make your own, you know, you could make your own minced onions. You could use fresh onion in this, obviously, but I just didn't want, you know what, I was lazy, and I didn't want to chop them up. So, but you can chop up your onions if you get like a big sale on them, or if you're growing them in a garden or something, you just dice them up, put them in your dehydrator, and you'll have minced onion. Voila! Super easy. Same thing with garlic powder. You can, so I slice up your garlic, and then put it in the dehydrator, and then just put it through a spice grinder, or you can, if you don't have a spice grinder, you can just put it in a mortar and pestle, and just, there's your garlic powder. It doesn't get much easier than that. And if you're growing it in your garden, that's basically free. I mean, well, you pay for the water if you're paying water bill, but that's about it. Okay, so there's that. And then, this is my favorite part. Frank's Red Hot. I put that shit on everything. Actually, I don't put it on everything, because that would be ridiculous. Cereal. Actually, we don't really buy a lot of cereal. Anyway. Yeah, 2 teaspoons of hot sauce. And I tend to put in a little extra just because we like our stuff spicy. But that'll be good. And that's it. You just mix it up. Mix it up really, really good. Make sure everything is covered really, really well. And then I have these that I bought from a gal off of Etsy. Oh, her site is called, what is it called? It's called Oh So Green. OHSEW Green. And so they're like little shower caps for your bowls. You remember these from when we were kids? You know, my mom and my grandma had them all the time. And I guess people thought they were weird or something, but that's what I use for my bowls that don't have lids. we use these instead of like foil or saran wrap or what. Like I don't think we even own saran wrap. We do own foil, but I very rarely use it anymore. So, because you know what? Here it can't be recycled. I'm so bummed about that. So yeah, these are, and they're not very expensive. But if you're handy and you know how to sew, I'm sure you could make them yourself. So, and I just wash them in the washing machine. Super easy. I don't want to go too late. So yeah, I'm going to mix this up. My hands are going to be super messy. So, whoa, this is really messy. Yeah, so I'm excited to, you know, for the holidays to try and figure out, you know, what I'm going to get for them that's not, you know, and with Darian now it's getting really hard because he's like, excuse me, that pepper is, well, it's pepper. Everything he wants is like techie, you know? And, oh, and Dungeons and Dragons. He's gotten into playing Dungeons and Dragons. Alan's been teaching him a little bit. Golly. And he's having friends over tomorrow to for their first like go round of playing Dungeons and Dragons. So we shall see how that goes. So I'm going to have a bunch of teenagers over here. They're coming over at 9 o'clock in the morning. So I thought I'd make them waffles and so this is real pasty. I might want to add, you know, this is, you just kind of don't know how this is going to turn out. You want it kind of liquidy so that it's more like a marinade and not like, I don't know if you can see this. This is like real pasty looking. There's no liquid. So I think what I'll do is just add some water to it. It'll be fine. You know what? This isn't an exact science. So I'm the best mom ever. I don't know about that. Let me rinse my hands. Yeah, so he's having all these friends over. And you know what? I've got all these freaking eggs. I might as well make, you know, waffle. I thought I would do waffles, bacon, and eggs. Super, super easy. Yeah, so that's it. So I'm just going to add some water to this stuff. Make it more marinade-y. Stick my shower cap on here. Darian said these were, because I always call them shower caps. So I came in here to get one day and I'm like, where's the shower caps? And Darian's like, I put them in the bathroom. I'm like, you're such a nerd. They're not shower caps. They're shower caps for my freaking bowls. So yeah, it was in there. Anyway, oh my gosh, Alan remembered what we were sitting, couple days ago, we were sitting on the couch and he starts cracking up. I'm like, what are you laughing at? And he goes, do you remember, Darian had to be like 3 or 4. He's going to kill me if he sees this. He was like 3 or 4 and he goes, is this how it goes, Dad? He comes walking in and he's got Alan's jock strap on his head and he's walking around. He's like, is this how it goes, Daddy? He's like, yeah, buddy, that's how it goes. That's perfect. I'm like, oh my God, I forgot about that. So funny. Oh, that's a crack up. So yeah, so 24 to 48 hours. 48 hours is better. Put it in your dehydrator. If you have one that has a temperature on it, just look at the manual and it'll say, I'm sure the manual says beef jerky in there, and it'll tell you how long to leave it in there. I usually do it and it's done within 12, maybe 12 to 16 hours. It all depends on how thick your meat is. You know, this will probably be done quicker because this is nice and thin. This is really good and thin. I like it when it's super thin like that. Yeah, so what else? Oh, I have to tell you this. So last night, Darian I said, hey, babe, because Alan was at work. And I said, Darian, will you go down and close the chicken coop for me? And it's starting to freeze here, so he has to bring the water in, put it in the basement, and close up their food and do all the things, you know. He goes, yeah, sure. So he goes down there and it's dark. It's like, I mean, well, yeah, you've been here, it gets dark at night. Like there's no like lights, you know, so it's dark. He comes, I mean, he was down there and then normally he just kind of saunters back in the house. He comes running in the house and he's like, Mom, he said he was in the chicken run grabbing the water. He had already closed up the coop and closed the door on the coop and closed up their food. He was getting the water and he heard some rustling in the leaves, but it sounded like they were across the creek. And he's like, yeah, whatever, just whatever. And then he said he went like this, picked up the water off of the thing, turned, and there was this. He said it had to be at least 6 or 7 feet tall body of something standing there. And it was dark, so it's not like he could see what it was. He said it scared the bejeebers out of him. He said, I grabbed that water, closed up that coop, and I hauled my butt over, put the water away. And he came up and he goes, I'm like, you know what? Let's just lock the doors just in case. Because I'm like, ooh, what if it's Bigfoot? I don't know. I think it might have been a bear. I know, right? I was like, what? So when Alan got home, he went down there and checked. Well, because Darian said that he had his flashlight on his phone, and he looked at where, because he looked, and he was like, whoa. And then he almost dropped the water. So he went like this and looked back up, and it was gone, which really freaked him out. And where the leaves were, where the thing was standing, was just like bare. Like there were no leaves there. And we've got a crap ton of leaves in the yard right now. Like it's like this thick with leaves, and it was just like empty. He said it was really, really weird. So when Alan got home, he went down there he took his pistol with him, obviously, because you don't know what's down there. I think it was probably a bear, but I don't know, But he said that thing had, and the coop isn't that big, so it's not like, it was only probably 10, 15 feet away, maybe at the most. And he said this thing had to be 6 or 7 feet tall. I'm like, that's not a human. There's no humans that are 7 feet tall. I mean, I know they are, but they're playing basketball or something, right? Yeah, he was freaked right out. So I locked all the doors, and when Alan came home, he went down there and he said he didn't see anything. He said he didn't even see where the leaves were like gone either. Oh, I broke my nail. So that was really, really freaky. Yeah, and he went down there this morning, looked again, and didn't see anything. So, but in the process, he did get some poison oak on him, or poison ivy. So that's always fun, right? Thank goodness for our essential oils. Got him all oiled up, and yeah, he's all red. Maybe it was E.T. E.T.'s small. E.T.'s like Eddie, like little. Yeah, so Alan's got poison ivy. He's got it all here, and he was chopping up a lady's tree for her the other day. So that's where he got, and he says he thinks he got more down there. So I'm like, well, great. He needs to stay out of the bushes for a while. So, what else? I had some other stuff on here. Oh, I got my hair cut. No, that's not true. I got them all cut. Same cut I always have. Whatever. Yeah, that's probably pretty much we've got. Yep, that was it. That's all I got. I did want to show you this thing with the beef jerky, because I'm pretty sure you guys out there know someone that loves beef jerky, and that stuff is freaking expensive. A little tiny bag like this for like $5, when I can do, this was almost 2 pounds of beef for, what did I pay for this? I think it was like $9, something like that. And it's cut exactly the way I need it, instead of, like, you can buy, but if you want to slice it yourself, I don't want to do that. If I'm going to go buy it, I'm going to say, hey, will you cut it for me? Because they will, and they don't even charge you for it. So you might as well, I mean, if it's, you're not paying extra for it. So where'd my little thingy go? Yeah. So, okay, I think that is it for tonight. Yeah, maybe next week I'll have something else I'll show you too. It's nice to be able to be doing something while I'm standing here. That way, my mom calls it killing 2 birds with 1 grapefruit. I'm like, what? Yeah, my brother, when he doesn't understand something, he goes, your what hurts? I'm like, you're so weird. All right, so that's it. I will talk to you guys later, and peace out. Be the change.